ಸಾಲ ಕಪ್ ನಮ್ದೆ.
ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು?
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Thank you for finally making the time.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you,
sure,
Mr.
man.
Darius.
Anytime.
What's your full name?
Darius Cyrus Bharuc.
Darius Cyrus
yeah.
Bharuc.
Yeah.
Let me just fill you up.
I think we formed this place called Bharuc in Gujarat. So
you guys are
I'm a Zoroastrian actually.
you're Parsi
Yeah,
basically.
basically. Yeah,
Zoroastrians are Parsi.
Yeah. It's like we call Zoroastrians, but because when we came to India, the name became Parsi. Is whatever the slang, because from Pars.
No, one second. Is
So
level okay?
It's perfect. Don't worry about it.
His level that he's speaking is okay.
Yeah.
Perfect, because you're much softer than me. But anyway,
Yeah.
please speak at whatever level you're comfortable at.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think now that your drink is refilled, let's
Yeah.
cheers one more time.
Cheers.
Mr. Darius.
Yeah.
Made eye contact this time. You were explaining the Zoroastrian Parsi background. Say that, explain that to me again.
Dude, honestly, I don't know much about it. We came on boats to Gujarat, somewhere in Gujarat.
As in
I don't know. From Iran.
Your line of Zoroastrians, or in general it all?
Just generally the Zoroastrians, like, because to escape the prosecution
In
Muslim,
Persia.
in
Persia.
like Iran
Correct.
and
Most of
we just
Persia, all the way up to Turkey. Yeah.
just to save the religion, they came with the fire, which is like an internal fire from what I hear. Like, it's like this fire which kept burning. So they brought it to Gujarat with all the people, and then they asked this.
Okay.
So the story goes that the Zoroastrians came to Gujarat, and there was a Hindu king at that time over there, and everywhere else there was a Mughal rule. So when we came to the banks in Gujarat or some place like that, we asked the Hindu king that, like, we need seek refuge basically.
Right.
And the king was like, no, we're full, we're up to capacity. So he says, the priest, whatever, the head priest of the Zoroastrian community, just takes a full glass of milk. This is the most corny story, but he takes a full glass of milk and says, this is you, and he takes sugar and he throws it in, and this is us, and the milk doesn't overflow, So it's like, don't worry, this is the story.
But it's an interesting story, but it defies physics, no? Because technically, if a glass is
no,
full
but
to the
because
brim,
of the molecules, it goes between the molecules of the.
So sugar won't make the.
Yeah, it'll dissolve. It won't. Yeah.
It doesn't add to the mass of the liquid.
Yeah. It will dissolve in between the molecules of the water in the milk.
Because I'm sure even the king would have thought like me. But hey, it should have overflowed.
Yeah, it should overflow, but it didn't.
You know what I'm going to do tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, you're gonna try
a glass full of milk
milk
and add some sugar and see what the heck. But if it doesn't overflow,
it doesn't overflow. Yeah.
Because logically speaking, you would think once
it dissolves between the molecules. This is what we learned, right? In science, I think.
Clearly, I'd forgotten. But damn good.
In water also.
Damn good.
Yeah.
So this I think. What can I say? I've learned two things now. One is that sugar doesn't make milk flow out of the glass even if it's filled to the brim. And second, that the king of Gujarat, this happened what, 1500s, 1400s?
I don't know.
Right? It's got to be at least in 1500s.
It's very old.
Let's assume that it only goes back to 1500, which is not really that old. Let's assume.
It's pretty long ago, I think.
Even if it is 500 years ago, how could Gujarat have been so full? You know what I'm saying? What would the population of Gujarat have been? For the king to say, sorry, but
it's not only that. It's about the crops. It's about everything. It's not only about the
I think there's also
area.
always the fear of outsiders coming into your land, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm sure it wasn't like 100 people. It must have been like what?
Like boats
10 lakhs or something? No, maybe not 10 lakhs. At least a few lakh people. It has to be.
Must be.
Because an entire community of people that escape by boats.
I'm the worst Parsi knowledge guy. Parsi. I honestly feel like when I go to Bombay, I meet family. I have a lot of family over there. When I go to Bombay, I'm more South Indian than I'm Parsi. I feel like that's because the way I speak, the certain things that I pronounce. I'm born here.
Right. You're born and brought up in Bangalore.
Mom and dad are met in Cal and then went to Bombay and then shifted to Bangalore, and then I was born. Like after a few years, born and brought up.
But your
in Bangalore.
parents are from Bombay, but they met in Cal.
My dad's from Cal actually.
Okay.
My mom's dad kept traveling, so they met in Calcutta.
Right. And they're both Parsis.
Yeah, they're both Zoroastrian.
Okay,
Yeah.
both Zoroastrians.
Yeah.
Okay. So when do you use the word Zoroastrian? When do you say Parsi? Parsi is a local slang, is it? And
Yeah,
Zoroastrianism is the
I just
religion.
like the word better. I just like the word better. I don't know.
Nice. And you, of
Universally, it's more known Zoroastrian than.
Right. So in
Parsi,
India, we
yeah.
just call.
It's,
we use
it's
the word
Indian
Parsi.
slang. Yeah, probably.
It's like when someone's from Kerala, it's a Mallu. It's like that,
Yeah.
right?
They call me Madrasi basically because I'm from South India. So my grandparents and everyone, like my family in Bombay.
Right. They call you
It's
Madrasi. Just
the
for
thing.
fun.
It's just a thing that I eat with my hands. Like, I'm South Indian, man. I'm born South. I keep saying I'm like South. I'm like,
Right.
I'm more South than I'm Zoroastrian. Keep telling them.
I've always found Parsis extremely interesting and absolutely eccentric, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, a lot of the guys,
Yeah,
Parsis
yes.
that I know, are in the media. I mean, they're either sound engineers or the musicians, you know.
Yeah.
Some of them are actors in Bombay because,
Yeah.
Parsis in general have great skin tone and very sharp features.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've found common with all Parsis, they are highly opinionated and super eccentric. You know what I'm saying? They have their
Sure,
opinions
dude.
and
Man.
they're usually very, very clear on, which,
And you don't know the half of it. That's what you're like. That's what you show. That's what you're looking at. There's probably way more craziness underneath.
Underneath, you're saying,
for
huh?
sure, man, for sure. I realized this about me a long time ago. Being a little dyslexic or whatever, I realized.
I didn't mean actual crazy, right?
No, they
I
are
meant-
crazy, dude. I'm telling you, they are nuts. I'll tell you a story. Like when my mom left me with her grandmom. With my grandmom.
Your grandmom, her mom.
And to go, when I was an infant, I was like a baby, and she went to Holland or something for some work, and she comes back. This is how actually my book starts. When she comes back, my mom sees that my grandmom has shaved my head like a reverse mohawk.
A reverse mohawk.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, you don't
not a
have hair in
mohawk.
between.
Yeah, so it's not like there. There's hair here. It's
my
just like
God.
shaved here.
Wow.
And her justification was, if the Jew crosses the street, she can catch it.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing, dude. What a thought.
Yeah.
What a thought.
Nuts, dude. It's
She
fucking
cut a
nuts.
patch in between
Yeah.
so that she can see the lice.
So when
crossing.
the lice cross by,
Wow.
I don't know, maybe
That
if the lice cross by,
dude, that's one of the trippiest
that's
stories I've ever
nuts,
heard,
dude.
man.
That's nuts, man. That's my grandmom was nuts, dude.
That's like
My grandmom, my mom's mom, my grandmom was so addicted to Coca-Cola that on her deathbed she had to gargle with it and spit it out. She was not allowed to ingest it, so she had to gargle with it and spit it out. I remember going to Bombay every summer, man, spending time with my grandmom. She was crazy lady, man. Like
was it a fun crazy for you or like a
crazy, man. Just not normal. I realized because
You've seen
I
other
go to
people's
other
grandmoms.
people, like growing up, I realized that we are a little more
little different.
crazy, little different. Like,
The crazy quotient is a little
for
more,
sure, man,
huh?
for sure. This,
Wow.
For me also, there's no gray areas for me. I wish I could be like in limit of something. I can't. I either smoke a lot or I don't smoke at all.
Right.
And now 2,529 days or something like that, not smoking. And tomorrow is B30. I can't smoke once in a while.
But
I
you actually
can't-
kept track of the number of days. It's
Yeah, I just
2529.
changed. Yeah, I think I got it here. Right
Oh, you've
here.
kept track of it.
I have an app. Oh, it's 2531.
So it's been 2,531 days since you've smoked.
Yeah,
That's,
since
that's quite a few years, man.
seriously.
That's quite a few years.
Yeah,
isn't it?
2014 December, just before Christmas.
But damn
I
good,
think.
congratulations.
Hey, thank you.
Good choice,
Yeah.
choice, man. Well
Yeah,
done,
for sure.
well done. Because it's one of the toughest things to, let go of in the long run.
Yeah.
You can do it for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, but
for me, it was like I went for a knee surgery and I came back. There was some other complications. And I remember it was 92 days since I smoked the last cigarette. And I actually bought a pack of smokes. And I said, shit, it would be nice if I just
touched 100.
made 100. I don't know what is this. There's something with 100. I don't know what it is. Even my company is named 100 Rams.
Okay.
So there's something with this 100 word, this number, and I thought maybe, shit, I'll do it. I'll go 8 more days without smoking. I did it like a week and another day, and then when it was 101, I said, "I'll chuck it. I'll just go one more day." I just switched the obsession. I just switched, literally quitting smoking. I couldn't go to the loo, so I would literally pretend like I'm taking a pack of smokes, opening the pack, taking it, and taking an imaginary lighter, lighting my cigarette, and
Just pretending that you're smoking.
just pretending that I'm smoking and just trying to fool my
so your body opens
self.
up.
So I think like I'm digesting my food or whatever.
Yeah.
Just take like puffs of air, basically. Just, I don't know.
But you know, this is so true. It's so true. What you've done is the right thing because smoking, I think the pleasure of smoking.
It's more of a oral fixation a little bit. It's more. I think it's more got to do with the. I used to love rolling.
Yeah.
It was more of like whatever, smoking, whatever. I was more.
The process.
The process was a beautiful thing. Like you clean it and you roll it and you like.
Even for me, for smoking cigarettes, right? It's not. I don't like the taste of cigarettes. I don't like the idea of smoking. I'm talking it's not smoking up. I'm talking about smoking, right? I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're alone and you're waiting for someone, you have nothing to do. Of course, you sit there and wait, or you can just light one up and just look in the air and blow out a ring of smoke or something. And it's stupid, right? But in your head, it just makes such a difference.
Yeah, but also
I think it's more a mental thing.
No, for sure, man. It releases a little anxiety for that time being. Like, if you have a little, it's a little.
I don't know, the nicotine hit is what really gets to me. What makes smoking harder. I mean, I don't smoke regularly, but once in a while, right? Like when you have a couple of drinks, you're really having a good evening, and you come home and everything is like good.
Of course.
There's that decisive one cigarette, and it's not really the nicotine hit as much as just that, like you said, the act of lighting up, the process. You know what I'm saying? Putting it in your mouth,
even rolling tobacco also. Just the process of just rolling it, and
it's weird. I think the process is as addictive as the substance.
Maybe.
But the fact that you could break that by reimagining the process, damn good.
I just switched. I get dreams that I've smoked, and I was like, shit, I got to start from one again, like.
Oh, you wake up thinking.
I wake up thinking, and then when I wake up, I'm like, it was just a dream.
But that's the mind. Part of your mind saying smoke. You get it? A part of
all
your
my
mind
friends
that's missing
smoke. All my friends smoke everything, and it's hard for me. It's a little hard for me, but I go with that thing that tomorrow is going to be the next number. I need that next number. So,
do you have any particular number in mind? I'm just going with the flow.
I honestly didn't think I would reach 2,531.
Do you think
it's like it gives me a little bit more joy, like every day.
Yeah,
but it's hard, man. Sometimes when I wake up, sometimes when I'm drinking, sometimes when I wake up and I have a bath, and you smell some fresh stuff, you just want, like when you smell someone smoking or something like that, it is tempting. It is definitely. I smoked a lot, man.
Smoking is that one thing that you can quit 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
It just takes one moment to take that first drag. And once you take that first drag, it's hard to stop.
Medically, I'm still a smoker unless you go 10 years or something without smoking. So medically, I'm still a smoker, even though I'm not.
So the medical definition of 10 years without smoking is
that's around 3,650 days, maybe. Like something around.
You're close. You're getting there.
I'm getting there, man. 3 years left. Yeah.
I hope you get there.
Let's see. For sure. I will, I think.
I hope you get there.
I'm sure I will.
So what are you up to, man? What are you up to these days?
Right now, we're building a skate park in Sajapur. So that's what I do. I build skate parks.
I've always found that from the first time you told me this, like freaking fascinating. Because I don't know anybody else. Okay?
Man, it's
in India for sure.
Building skate parks. It was such a. Just even at least you know what skate park is because you've gone abroad and you understand.
I've seen one skate park. I shot in a skate park once in Romania. That's how I even know these things exist.
Yeah. I mean, people don't even know what a skate park is. They don't know what skateboarding is. I finished my bachelor's in business. This is how it went. I finished my bachelor's in business management. What a waste of time.
BBM.
Yeah, waste of time.
Where did you study?
In Jain College.
Okay. Bangalore.
Bachelor's of Business Management in Center of Management Studies. It was a state syllabus or whatever.
Okay.
We got the paper a little advance. I mean, we got the important questions. And I made that sort of a small business like a hustle. And passed my exams because I just couldn't fail. I just can't fail. And it was just a waste of time. I wish I did my engineering and failed instead of passing my, because somewhere civil would have helped me, with like
with what
the
you're doing
lingo
now,
and
what
stuff
you're
like
doing
yeah.
now. Civil
So
engineering. So you didn't do civil engineering?
No, I didn't. I just did my bachelor's in business management, and then when it got time to get a job after I finished my college, all of my friends were going to UK or something like that, man. They were all pursuing like the MBA. That's what you have to do if you want to get a good job. You need BBM, and then the next step is MBA, whatever.
Right. And when did you pass out?
It was 2008 or something like that.
Okay.
And at that time, it was financially, we weren't really that secure, whatever. I grew up very broke, man. And at that time, it was not so bad, but it wasn't great that we could spend 30-40 lakhs a year for 3 years to go and do some course in UK or something like all my friends were doing. And it got time to get a job or whatever. And then one of my friends made me start playing the guitar in college, like towards the end. And then I was like, I want to play guitar, but that's just a hobby. Like, you can't just tell your parents that I have no experience.
Yeah.
I have no experience, and now I just want to start playing the guitar. So my idea was, my parents had this building which was not getting rented out because of the metro work. So on the top floor, I started like this studio, like a rehearsal studio.
Like a jam room?
It was a jam room.
Okay.
It was a jam room.
So this was where? CMH Road?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's where the metro was coming up.
That's where the metro was coming up, and no one was just taking it. It was just lying idle.
Right.
So I met different people. I literally assembled 3 broken drum kits into one functioning drum kit. Yeah, I took this part from there, that part from there. One of my friends' company did like the airport roofing.
Okay.
And he gave me these soundproof kind of these tiles. So I did that. And actually, my father's father, my grandfather, he was a doctor, but he always interested in tools, and I always worked with tools from childhood thanks to him. I just love building stuff, so I built the jam room myself. Basically, I did the acoustic paneling, I YouTube, the gaps, made the partition, did all the stuff. It looked pretty good actually. I was really happy the way it looked. And I did concealed lighting, put curtains, lights behind that. It looked very nice.
When was this?
After our college, like just after, 2009 because I had to get a job, so I had to do something. So this is business.
Okay.
But all the money I got,
folks, guys, I'm getting into business.
Something I'm doing, right? Something I have to do something. I didn't want to get a job. I really didn't want to get a job because I just didn't want to.
But how did your parents react to you not getting a job and starting business?
They were pretty okay because I'm starting my own business and stuff like that.
Then you're taking some...
I'm taking like initiative to start,
correct, right.
to start like a business and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was okay, and people used to rent out the space, like
I can imagine.
Mostly these college kids who they would hardly could afford. They would just give them a discount, and we spent all the money on beer and stuff like that. So there was no.
Your business model was a little.
My business model was stupid, and it was just like we had finally the money I actually got. I realized was from selling all the beer bottles. Like that was the savings. It was just and finally it kind of worked, man. It kind of worked, but it didn't really. I think I was just around the wrong people. Man, when you're around the wrong people, and you never know it till it's too late, that shit, I'm around the wrong people. I should have been
What happened?
Surrounding myself with nothing happened. It just didn't
make any money.
It didn't. it didn't level up the way I wanted it to level up.
Right.
You know,
You're
and,
right. I mean, any
and
business.
you need that people around
Of
you,
course,
man. You
of
need
course.
that those right people around you. And I guess I was just unlucky. You know?
No. I'm guessing you just had guys your age coming there, hanging out, and you all
Just
had
younger
fun.
than me, man, and we just had fun.
You had fun.
And I tried to keep the fun at. Yeah, but no,
You
I
tried
can't
to
blame
keep-
people.
You try to
Yeah,
keep business and fun separate, but it's
I tell you,
impossible, man.
In the end,
Sometimes.
it came to a stage where now people were going to rent out the space, and I was not earning way enough money to. I was just covering the rent and buying, just living a little bit myself, you know. Not,
Right. You
not
just
really.
about making
yeah,
enough
and then we stopped even renting it out. We just started like playing the whole time, like me and my friends, and just whatever.
So you're making
So then
zero
close
money
that-
towards the end.
Yeah, it was. I knew it was just gone, and then I had to resign to the fact that shit, I'm going to get a job. So I got this job at End-to-End Marketing Solutions through like a contact with my dad. My dad was doing the accounts or something like. My dad's accountant, so he was doing he's a chartered accountant. He was doing the accounts to that place, and they agreed to like make me a trainee in this event company. And whatever, I was like, chuck it, I'll do it. Let's see. I'll work in an office. Let's see how that is.
How
you
that?
know, let
How
that-
old
how
were you
that
when
is.
this happened?
To the 2022, maybe
Okay.
20 something,
Okay.
21, 20.
Okay.
Just out of college.
Just
and
out of
just
college.
1 year
So
later,
you
I had
did-
the
you did
jam
one
room.
year, you did
I had
for
the
a
jam
year.
room for a year and a half or two, and then 2010 maybe I joined this. And when I joined this company, they told me that you're gonna take maybe 1.5 years. Now you're a trainee. It's gonna take you 1.5 years to become like to get your next promotion. I got my promotion in 2 months
Wow.
because I was killing it.
What were you selling?
I was doing events, and I don't know what it is. We were doing Microsoft. We were the one point. I was like kind of doing the account for Microsoft events basically. I would
Okay.
do database management. I mean, the database management, I would take that, get the brief from the client, get the database sorted, do an EDM blast, find the right people, telecall, do everything, the whole event, and then have an event, book the space, have the speakers speak. Basically marketing for Microsoft
Right.
stuff.
So-
This events,
so
boring
Microsoft was
shit.
your client, and you had to organize their
Microsoft
events
would
for
tell
them.
me, yeah, you need to get these people into this room, 250 people, IT developers and whatever, architects or whatever. And I would give that brief to the database team, get the telecalling team done,
Make
let
sure
the
they get that
electronic mailer sorted out, and just the whole thing, just manage the whole thing. I was pretty good at it, man. I got promoted fast, and I was kind of climbing the ranks a little too fast, I think, for my peers. It was then I slowly started when you're taking smoke breaks and all, no, like I slowly started feeling that, you know, that shit, dude, my people are getting a little pissed off with me because
You're overperforming.
and I reached a target once, and if anything, you should, targets never meant to be reached.
Yeah. They
You
make sure
should
the
ne-
targets are
and I
almost
reached it, you know,
impossible.
and I reached it because I was not supposed to. I was just a trainee over there, and people in Microsoft really liked me, a few of them, a little sketchy stuff also, but then I don't know what happened. I think one day I was competing with this dude next to me, and I kind of saw his house after we dropped him back from my event. His house was kind of like dilapidated and whatever. It was not a good scene. I saw his dad lying on like a cot over there. I was like, shit, dude, I'm competing with this guy. And I grew up really broke, man. We grew up seriously broke. My dad for years didn't even use shaving cream, used soap. Like half an apple. My dad bought me an apple when I was in college.
Okay.
He bought me an Apple computer, and he wrote like, I mean, it was like almost like I'm giving you a full apple now. Like, you know, for years, like we didn't pay rent. I saw my mother struggle, cry on the sewing machine. She used to stitch. I mean, they'd done good for themselves, but growing
But it
up,
took them a while to
man,
get there.
growing up, I always had this money insecurity, man.
Right.
And I always would hustle. I would always like selling marbles or selling Center Fresh cards, hustling, just like
Right.
some hustle or the other. I would always have.
So I guess, and it happens to a lot of people, because
Yeah.
even I come from very humble backgrounds. My
Yeah.
parents come from poverty and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I've noticed What it does, of course, it does two things. When you're born into a family that doesn't have money, it makes you deeply insecure about the fact that you don't have money.
Not
right?
only that, you're looking around and people. I had a fight in school. Because someone told me that, hey, my dad's driver has cable TV and you don't have. So I broke a set square on him. And I had to then finally, and at that time my parents were kind of leveling up in life, so they sent me to boarding school. And yeah, that was then I went to boarding school.
Yeah, so that's one thing it does do. It makes you highly insecure about the fact that it doesn't, you don't have money. But the second good thing it does, not everyone, but most people, I suppose it's worked for you. I think it's also worked for me to an extent.
Yeah.
It gives you the ability to hustle. Because it
Yeah.
makes you realize that, dude, it's just you against the world. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
You better figure
But
something out,
that's-
otherwise you're
yeah,
screwed.
but
and
yeah.
it gives you a drive that a lot of people who perhaps had a more providing
yeah,
background,
yeah.
they don't have it because they didn't have to be that hustler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
It gives you the ability to. It makes you see people for who they are, man. Because it makes you a little shrewder, makes you a little smarter, gives you that street cred. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
Little bit,
you're always
little bit.
looking out for that hustle.
Yeah.
And honestly, right now, I think it had not such a good effect on me because now my dad says I have a disdain for money. Because all these years, that was just it. Like, where am I? What's my next hustle? Maybe I didn't develop in other ways I should have. It was just this financial insecurity that, hey, I always have to have money. I always would hide money under my bed, and I would have all these hiding spots. Cut a book, cut a book inside, and then have the gap in the book and then save money like that. Yeah, like just
Why?
just like anytime suddenly anything can happen, right? And I would see a movie where in the false ceiling, I always wanted to have a false ceiling just so that I can hide money.
Wow.
Like I must have seen some movie or something like that. So it was always, and then now I feel like shit. That's not really. You can't be driven by that, man.
What are you driven by now?
Building, man. I just love building.
So let's
let's
come
back
back
to
to your
the-
career
yeah.
growth. Now, from
Where
having a jam room, you went to a marketing company where you were doing
Yeah.
really well,
Yeah.
and then you see your colleague. Is
I was not really
poor.
doing well, but I was like leveling up.
You were growing in leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
And
I was
then-
already taking events which people who 2-3 years in the company weren't getting.
So you were killing it.
So yeah.
But then you saw a colleague who
And
was very poor.
Yeah, not very poor, but he was like, we were competing kind of a thing. Like I felt like that.
You felt
And I
it was
like,
unfair that
no,
you were
I felt
competing
like,
with
yeah,
him.
why? Like, I don't know what happened. I was in the wrong relationship. I was in wrong people around me. I don't know what it was, but that time, and you know what, actually, big thing is one of my friends passed away when I was in college, and the funny thing is, I had this huge accident. I was in ICU for a long time.
What the heck? When did
Yeah,
that
a
happen?
bike accident. I was in college and
Okay.
I had this bike accident, and my friend, who's my school friend, Chaddi those, basically from LKG, whatever. He comes and I remember him saying, "Hey, shit, you didn't croak. I gave beers to everyone." Okay. And we were laughing later on about it.
Oh,
He was
because of
always
your
like-
accident.
Yeah, he was like, "Shit, I gave beers to everyone. What you're doing alive?" Like, basically, like he's just joking. Shashank was always. In fact, he was the guy who was sneaking around trying to smoke, like in school and all. We've done a lot of naughty things together. There was one guy who was like, I don't know, he was one of those ride or die guys. He's an asshole, but he got
One
your
of those
back.
guys really despite.
He's an asshole, but that when shit hits the fan, he'll come and stand with you.
Right. He's one of those guys who
Yeah.
stand by you.
Yeah,
right?
and then I think 2 years after my accident, he had an accident and passed away.
Oh God.
And man,
Bike
I
accident.
remember his.
Big-
I remember his the cremation, man. I still can't believe that he suddenly, and we kind of never spoke for a bit. We would speak for a bit. No thanks. We would speak for a bit. We didn't speak for a bit. Like our relationship itself was, up and down. I got pissed off with him in some snooker parlor, some bullshit like that. So then I realized, shit, man, the last time you meet someone, like the last things that you say to a person, just in a conversation, I say bye to you. Like, you have to just understand, say it with good energy, say it with like.
Well, that's really deep, dude. Because sometimes
for sure, man.
You don't know when is the last time you're going to speak to someone, right?
You have no idea. Yeah, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. Yeah.
A friend of mine passed away during COVID, dude. As in friend, as in he's a very good acquaintance. At one time we were sort of friends. We used to hang out, we used to drink together. But then
life
came in the way, and we weren't that close towards the end now to speak. When I came to know that he was in ICU with COVID, right?
Yeah.
I was really hoping he'd make it for his own sake and for his family's sake. He wasn't married or didn't have kids and all that. But even then, of course, you want people to make it, right, when they're in ICU. And part of it was, the last couple of months, he was saying, hey, we should catch up. I never caught up with him. I just never caught up with him because I was busy and I was like, okay, no, I'll meet him later.
Yeah.
I wasn't really keen on meeting him because other shit was going on.
Yeah.
And I felt damn bad. A part of me wishing that he recovers and, gets okay. So that
it's just that you don't have that guilt. Yeah.
But it's unfortunate, man. He passed away. And I remember thinking, shit, I wish I'd met him. I wish I'd spoken to him. I wish I'd spoken to him properly, Not that it would have made his life any better or would have enriched his life in any way. But the part of you was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. How do you decide when is the last time you're going to meet someone, man? You never know, right?
Man,
But at the same time, perhaps that is why we should, as lame as it sounds, interact with everyone with kindness all the time.
Almost
never
like
know,
this
right?
is the last time I'm meeting you. Like just
you
always.
Never know, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's a little cliche. Live like every day is your last and all that. That's bullshit.
But it's not. It's a cliche,
That's
but
bullshit.
it's true, man.
Live like kind of live treat people like you're seeing them for the last time.
I think it's difficult, but it's a smart thing to do.
For sure,
smart thing to do because. You never know, man.
Yeah, you
never know.
You really never know.
I mean, I think it also I think it's the Paul John also that's working. I'm feeling very good.
Yeah.
Man. I think we should all
Paul
treat
John,
each
if
other.
you're hearing, sponsor this. Sponsor this. Yeah.
I think we should treat each other as if we're never going to see each other again. We'll be nice to each other, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's just the thing that you're not taking for granted, man. This just things just get taken for granted. I feel that's the worst thing. And I've learned a lot, man, because you never know what will happen. And sometimes, like some friends you had or you have, you kind of ignored them. Not because you wanted to ignore them, just life happened, man. You had
assume, in your head, somewhere back of the head, you think you're immortal, right?
Yeah, for sure. When you're young, man. I have a crazy relationship with death, man. I really don't know how to. I still don't know how to deal with loss. Still, my granddad's death still kind of haunts me because he was dying of cancer. I was not very good to him in the end. I was not. It's not that I was bad to him, but at that time it was 10th standard. I was just thinking about girls and it was just.
That's a tough one. At that age, you know. I completely,
in fact,
I hear you because I feel the same way about my grandparents. I knew them both. My dad's parents, my mom's parents, not so much because of distance and stuff like that. My dad's parents, I knew them pretty well. I spent time with them, but I didn't really care for them too much the last few years, because I was exactly that age, 10th, 11th, 12th, where I didn't give a fuck for anybody but myself. It's an awkward. I was going through my own shit, really serious, stupidity. I was doing the dumbest things in the world. Of course,
there's a time and place for everything. It's called college.
And
you have to do all the dumb shit.
They both passed.
You have to get the dumb shit out of the way in college.
They both passed when I was my first and second year of college. And though I've spent time with them overall, I really wish I was a little more empathetic to them when they were alive. The last couple of years especially.
Yeah, dude. But that only comes with age and experience.
You realize how stupid you were.
It's just a lesson then in the end.
And it's so sad, man, that all the lessons we learn or after we fucked up so bad that we can't correct them. Right?
For sure. That's when you learn it. Otherwise, if you can correct it, you'll be like, no, this is not a lesson. I'll just manage it later. I'll do some jugaad and fix it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Getting back to the more interesting part of skate parks, let's get on with life.
So then I was in this marketing job, and then it kind of became a little. it just became the same shit, man, again and again. And I always wanted to work for Microsoft because I used to go to Microsoft to the office over here and signature building, brilliant.
Right?
Yeah, behind that embassy, golf links, beautiful building, inaugurated by Bill Gates. It was fancy. Everyone
Bill Gates came to Bangalore,
inaugurated this building, man. It was the best place. Like, I mean, my office was shit compared to, like, this was an agency, man. We were vendors for Microsoft. Yeah. These guys they had like the most cushiest. They had bean bags and everyone had like this cubicle. It was very cool. It was the people are playing Xbox and table tennis, finding some idiot like me to do all the work.
Right.
So basically, that job.
That's okay. That's okay.
The Microsoft job was to find a guy like me and brief and to do the job and see that he is doing the job, you know. So that would have been a nice job for me to find a person like me and just
nice.
And I, in fact, went for a. They called me in for an interview. And here's the thing: I went in crutches because I started skating and I fell down, and then I fell down from the bike. Like, the bike fell on my ankle, and I was in crutches. And I already started skateboarding a little bit. And then it's just, I don't know, in the middle of that interview, I was killing the interview because I knew everything. I knew these guys. And then I realized some shady stuff is that they were asking me questions that I knew the answers for. The guy asking me knew the answers for. The people eavesdropping on the intercom knew the answers for. I noticed that, you know, that
someone listened.
Yeah, because I've been there, man. I'd seen which room number it's connected to also, and the red light is on. Their intercom was on. They were listening to what they, and I could have said what I needed to say, threatened or whatever to get whatever I wanted, you know, because there was some shady stuff, you know, the agency and stuff like that. Anyway, that throughout somewhere in the middle, I just zoned out. I was like, shit. I was looking at him and he's asking me questions. I zoned out.
In the middle of the interview.
In the middle of the interview, I zoned out. I'm answering questions.
Okay,
I'm answering the questions, but somewhere I've zoned out. I've totally zoned out. So I kind of always... it was not I was out of my senses. I was in my senses. Everything was there. I was just very creative at that moment.
Yeah.
So, cheers.
Oh, sorry.
and like somewhere in the middle of the thing, I kind of fast forwarded in my life. I thought, shit, I can do this job. I'll probably be very good at it. In 15 years, I'll be cush, I'll be financially set.
At the corner cabin.
Corner cabin, whatever. Just basically bank balance would be good.
Right.
But I'll be doing the same shit. Doing this shitty office politics with he saying this, he said that, he's listening to me in the intercom, what he said, what he told him. Like office politics. It's not that I couldn't do it. I could do it. But it just seemed too lame, man. It just seemed too lame. And then I remember leaving that place thinking, like, if I never enter this building again, it won't be the worst thing in my life. Okay, I'll figure out. Something I'll figure out. But, yeah, so then I was full-time skating, like a madman.
Wait. Let's rewind a sec.
Yeah.
How did skating happen?
So, one day, my friend, who's my partner in my company right now, Abhishek.
Your company is called 100
Ramps.
100 Ramps, okay.
Yeah. 100 Ramps skate parks, basically.
100 Ramps skate parks.
Yeah.
Okay. So your company builds skate parks.
We construct skate parks. RCC, hard travel, finished skate parks.
Okay.
How it started was my friend met me for breakfast.
Your friend is Abhishek?
Abhishek, yeah. And he had he just started skating. And he had 2 skateboards. One was his.
How old were you guys?
Man, 2011, 2010 somewhere. So that 23, 24. Already too late. Already too late.
Skating is a little late, right?
It is very late.
Skating is more in India. Yeah, I mean, abroad, I think it's 14, 13-year-olds.
Man, the best skaters in the world are now 12 years old.
Yeah, they start at that age, right?
Yeah. So he had 2 skateboards. And he met me for breakfast. I was like, fuck, you have 2 skateboards. Give me one. And he's like, okay, just don't break it. It's a British guy skateboard, and I have mine. So I took that, and then I just went to the basement, some place in Airtel. I think Airtel on 100 Feet Road. I just went to the basement by the car parking and just went round and round and started skating. And I always wanted to skate because I remember Bart Simpson in Simpsons.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like,
He was an avid skater,
he,
man.
no, he was there in somewhere in the promo. He jumps on the car and jumps on this thing, and somewhere
Correct.
that's stuck in my head. I always wanted to skate. It just didn't see a skateboard. Those Jonic skateboards were bullshit, and this was a real skateboard, from the UK. These skateboards were real. You can make out that these are not the
real deal.
So they are there. So I already started skating, and then I just got obsessed, man. I just got obsessed. There was a skate park built by the same British guy who was bored with in Sajapur. Incidentally, I am fixing that skate park because it's built the wrong way.
Oh.
He got some Indian masons and just made some slopes. It was built the wrong way. So I'm fixing that right now as we speak. And just started skating every day. I would wake up. I was going through depression, dude. Break up, this thing, that thing, some horrible shit in my life. And I was just not doing anything. Just loafing around, skating. Would go to the skate park, and after the skate park gets over, I would go on the roads and skate. Literally, I was skating like 15-16 hours a day.
And what were your parents like? What was their reaction?
They were just losing it, dude. Like, they're like, this guy is on drugs. Or I was smoking, but like, I was never a druggy guy. Yeah,
smoking up.
Yeah, they always found shit of mine. You know? They always like. In fact, that's a funny story. They always confiscated my stuff. And at one point in time, I remember my mom confiscating my bag, and then me stealing one joint from her cupboard when I needed it. And then when the bag got smaller and smaller, I had to go to the garden and get some green stuff.
Oh my God! Because she has no idea, right?
Fill it in so that it looks like it's not like replace it. So
she thinks that the stuff is confiscated, but you've been.
I've done some dumb shit, man.
Oh, wow.
So basically, and I was just that was in college, by the way.
Okay.
But I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that I want to skate. My friend knew that he wants to. My friend, my partner, he did his law. Okay, he did his law. And he also like, nah, I don't want to do all of that shit. I just want to skate. So we were just skating, man. We were just the whole time skating. Started one collective. My friend's company, my friend started this collective. So bunch of skateboarders just going places, skating, kind of doing some workshops. I was coaching a little bit, man, stuff like that. Just to while away time, you know. And then football again, and then I had another ACL in my left knee, and that was the worst, man. That brought my skateboarding to a halt and everything. And just before that, I was obsessed with just building. And actually, these guys from Europe came and helped us build a skate park which got demolished.
Where is this?
This was an HSR layout.
Okay.
And it got demolished. But then we realized the way to build it because it was in a residential place, and the neighbor put like a case on it, and the neighbor was a big shot lawyer, and we couldn't fight it. Okay. We were teaching street kids to skate, you know, just for free. It was just a stoke, man. We just rode that wave, just fun. I can't explain it.
Does anybody skate in Bangalore anymore?
There's going to be the biggest competition right now in few days, like in Sajapur.
What are you saying? Yeah.
Yeah. It's grown, man. Like now there are kids shredding. There are kids killing it.
In India, in Bangalore.
They are killing it. People from Maldives, people are killing. They come here for the competition. They're killing it. And at that time, I'm not talking about 2013, 2014, I was just obsessed. So what I would do is I had a Zen car, and I would just take a cement bag and put it.
Sorry, was there some problem?
Some problem with this camera.
Yeah, what's the problem?
I don't know. Fix it. Can you time out for a few minutes?
Kya hua?
I have no clue.
It's not recording.
It's not recording anymore.
Is it because the card is full?
No. I
Then?
replaced it.
Battery?
Battery's full. It's not recording.
Till when is it recorded?
It's recorded quite a bit. That camera is recording. Don't worry.
Cool. But what's the scene?
5 minutes. I need 5 minutes on this.
You 2 we'll go on.
No, chill. We'll wait, dude.
Dude, these two cameras are
gather.
rolling. These two cameras are rolling. So we can go on. And by then he'll hopefully figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill, anyway, So you're talking about, where did we leave off?
Yeah, so I had this Zen car, man, and I would have a bag of cement in the dicky, and I would have this 20-liter bottle of water, and I would just go in the middle of the night with a bunch of my friends, and we would just make ramps on the road. We just steal some cement and some jelly from the road wherever there's some construction going on, and just build a ramp. And then next day come and skate it, and then the third day maybe the government will break it.
So you just built ramps in random places?
Man, I got caught by the cops all the time. Okay. Once a lady cop, you know what she tells me? How do I know you're not put a bomb in this? Break it out.
That's a fair question.
It's fair question. It's a very fair question. I was ma'am, I have torn jeans. Okay, I have loose t-shirts, baggy pants. My shoes are all ratted up because I'm skating. That's how you know a skater. And
so you were giving a logical questions like Sherlock Holmes types, like evidence type questions, like, see, I can't be a terrorist because I have
look at my
jeans.
skateboard. Look at it. We're all skaters.
So
and then we started skating and showing her also, and I wrote this.
What the fuck? Who are these guys? She must have been so zapped.
No, not only her. Like every time we would build in the middle of the night.
So you were building ramps in random places.
We were building kickers, like this small little launch ramps.
Right
here also. Like one of the first ones I built around this park.
Did it occur to you guys that it's illegal?
Look, at that time there was this thing called Ugly Indian, and we were very inspired with Ugly Indian. Yeah. Okay, so we would just kind of neat up the place. We would choose places which were trashed and neat up the place and make on ramp. It looks good, and you can skate also.
We made it look good,
and we would be like, see, we're like Ugly Indian, and tell the cops and all. My friend would be very nice to, sir, we are doing something project for social work, some crap,
So you guys would clean the place and have an incentive just all add a ramp.
Made one, make some bullshitty
quick ramp.
Yeah, small ramp, and that was the obsession, man. Then it became more about building for me, and it was always about building. Even the jam room or anything like that, that's what gave me the joy, was to build. You gotta there's some primal satisfaction you get when you make something. I don't know what it is. Everyone should have this. Every guy should know this.
I think it's I don't want to seem weird to anyone, but I think it's a guy thing, man. This whole
it's definitely
idea
a guy thing.
of building something with your hands, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if women feel that way outside of art and crafts or cooking or whatever, but men, right?
So psychologically, women are attracted to people, men are attracted to things. This is a study. Men are mostly the engineers and this thing. Women are mostly the nurses and the teachers and mostly.
I think what you're trying to say is that men create things and women are naturally nurturing.
Yeah, they're more people, and guys are more inclined to doing things like machines,
building bikes.
Yeah, bikes and stuff like that.
Building.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's why bike. I'm
that's
not a big biker, but people are. I'm a bit of a biker,
sure,
not as much as other people are. But sometimes I wonder, why do guys like bikes and cars? Like even me, I'm not even a biker much. I'm not even a petrol head. I'm not even one of those guys who's
me
crazy
too, man.
about,
I even tell people.
I like the idea.
I love it. Even I opened my bikes, but then I have to help. I need help to put it back. I just want to open things and see how it is.
Because we're not smart enough to do this shit, but there's a desire to do that shit.
There's something to open, to use a screwdriver to do something. And I have 10-12 bikes.
I'm sure I'm not the only. You have 10-12 bikes.
I have 10-12 bikes.
I know 4 of your bikes. You have 10-12 bikes.
Yeah, I have that's just in my parents' house. I have lot more.
For a guy who grew up broke, you have a lot of this shit.
Yeah, man. When I bought my first pool table, I was like, shit, I arrived here. Like, damn, I'm going to play pool and I'm not going to bloody parlors and playing LP and all that bullshit. Like what I've done.
Pool table now.
I just bought it, man, from just...
Nice.
I stopped really playing pool. It was just a thing, I bought a dirt bike because I had this small little miniature figure dirt bike as a kid, and just... I had to fulfill that kid's that
desire
kid in me,
that you
that
had as a
fucking
kid,
have that
yeah.
bike. So I bought bikes. I mean, I've left bikes in skate parks I built in Rajasthan and stuff like that. I've just whatever, man. Stupid Parsi. That's where people are like, what, how many bikes will you get? I
crazy,
just
dude.
one more Yamaha over there, one more this thing, oh this bike there. I didn't buy very expensive bikes. I rather have like many
More for less.
different bikes
Right.
than to have like one expensive
Like one
bike.
Triumph or
Yeah,
like, you know, one,
yeah.
what is that?
I'll get
Ducati
there, but
Stratocaster. and all that,
I'd rather have 10 different bikes like an X-Pulse or an Interceptor. Bullet though I always had to have.
You know, I think
Yeah, I just
you,
wanted
one of the
different,
first guys that I
yeah.
saw had an X-Pulse. I was like, what the heck is that bike? What a
Yeah.
cool looking bike.
Yeah.
The X-Pulse,
Pretty-
man.
yeah,
Bajaj,
pretty
right? It's a
decent.
Bajaj.
No, it's a Hero.
It's a Hero. Yeah, Hero,
it's a-
man. I mean, I was like, dude,
It's a
Hero
dirt
is
bike
making
type
this.
of thing. The
I'd
reason
only
I
seen
bought it,
pictures and I
yeah.
saw you. I was like, dude, that's a very funky looking bike. Is it a
for
good
sure.
bike?
It's okay, man. The thing I bought a carburetor version instead of the fuel injected version so that I can really port the bike and really fuck it up, you know, fuck the mileage up, like open it. All these things I want to do. I want to find a good mechanic. Just time. I don't have the time, but it'll happen, dude. Things happen for me. Things happen like slowly. So even like getting back to like just building the stupid ramps on the middle of the road. Like I'm not a middle of the road, on the side of the road, all these sketchy footpaths and stuff like that.
Let's get back to that. One sec. And thank you. We are back. Thanks
Are
to
we back?
Mr. Bhavesh Prasad has fixed the technical glitch.
Cheers, man.
3 cheers to Bhavesh. Bhavesh,
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to you too.
Cheers,
Look at the
man.
eyes. We were getting back to your skate park. So you were building all this random ramps.
Random shit on the road,
Random
man.
shit on the
Really
road.
random shit on
Illegal.
the
You're
road.
basically breaking the law and you're being
Basically,
and you're blaming
cleaning
everything
up
on what? Human.
ugly
not-
Indian.
Ugly
no.
Indian.
No, I was not blaming everything ugly. I was settling the place. We were
Right.
cleaning up the place
And
around.
just built a few
and just
ramps
built little concrete which was missing out there. We made a flat a little bit so that people can walk nicely, and just one nice looking ramp for us to skate. Let's like a small little kicker, just like
right.
2 feet, just a
But you
little
know,
small
the
slope.
BBMP has problems with fucking roads and pavement. They should fucking fix it first, right? If they're not, at least you guys are fixing it. But yet they had to come and have an issue with you and destroy the
No, I
ramps.
mean, so certain things were just out of place. Certain things stayed, man. For years they
Oh,
stayed
okay.
also.
They didn't
Till they fixed the tiles and changed the tiles, and they were there for
The
a long
ramps,
time. Yeah,
some
they
of
were
the-
there for a long time. I had different spots around Bangalore with this. I built one on St. Mark's Road. Trust me.
You built a ramp,
I built. We have
an
videos of it.
unsanctioned ramp.
Yeah, then next to a tree on St. Mark's Road. Just opposite State Bank of India Road. So my thing was, I will later on, State Bank of India Road, I will make it Skate Bank of India Road, because it's a bank, it's not a ramp, it's a straight bank. Some stupid ideas. And anyway, I was at 23,
That
24.
was
man,
really like
stupid
deep
I
and
was.
random at the same time.
Yeah.
You were going to make the State Bank of India the
I was
Skate
going
Bank
to,
of India.
take out the STATE, State
And
Bank,
you
and
were to remove
make
the
it
T
a
and make it- oh.
Skate Bank of India Road.
You
That
realize
was the
that would
idea.
have got
I
you
did
drilled?
that. That's when the lady caught me and said, you put a bomb in it. No, at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night.
Wait. So you got caught building a ramp opposite the State Bank of India on St. Mark's Road.
Yeah, St. Mark's, with my friends actually.
That's incredible, man.
But then we stuck it. We stayed. It stayed there. That lady. Finally, we convinced that lady that we are just skaters and we don't have.
You don't have any agendas of blowing shit up.
See, the thing is, I thought I actually approached some MLAs and stuff like that. I thought I'll make so many of these damn things that they'll be like, "Fuck it, we'll give him one spot. You built over here. This is one free
That
area."
was your
you
logic.
built."
That was
I
your
thought that would eventually happen.
That was your strategy. Let's just build enough
Not
shit.
really strategy,
So the MLAs
but
gonna
I'm
say,
doing it anyway. So look at a positive something that can come out of it. You know, not really, but not really thinking. Just doing it. I was just obsessed, man. And I remember coming back home one day at 2 o'clock. I had all materials and all in my car park. My parents'
This
house
is
car
concrete
park.
and, you know.
Just like jelly and all this sand and water.
Jelly
like,
means all the
is
stones.
aggregate, yeah. And my mom, I remember one day my friend's there, and friend eventually, actually, was still working with me, and my mom looks from the window, is like, "Have you totally bloody lost it? It's 2 o'clock in the night, you're covered in cement, your whole t-shirt is covered in cement, what are you doing? Like, you're 20 whatever years old at that time, 24 and 5 years old, and you're building some ramp randomly on the road. They can't understand." And
Dude, but it's hard to understand, you realize. right?
at that time, my answer was, "What are you doing, Darius?" And I really had no answer. I was like, I'm chasing a dream. Okay.
That was your answer.
That was my answer. That was my answer. I'm chasing a dream. Stupid. And literally later on, after years, I started a company and did all of that. My answer kind of was the same. it was kind of the same answer.
Coming back to your company, where all of you guys built skate parks?
So then
you built
then
a
I
big
started
skate park in Gujarat, right?
Yeah. So then after that I had the ACL surgery, and that's when I quit the smoking, and then I put on a lot of weight. I stopped skating and stuff like that. And then one day I just realized, dude, I've ignored my friends.
Man, the last 1 year that I've seen you have lost a ton of weight.
The last 4 years, man, I was 120 kilos.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
120?
No, but I went from 70 to 120.
How heavy are you now?
Smoking. I'm in the 80s.
I think when I met you, I think when we spoke, when we hung out here at my house, you were about 100, not more than that. You look like you've lost at least 10-15 kilos, man.
But it's just gradually happening, and I'm not really trying too much. Just skipping breakfast a little bit, skating a little bit now, slowly getting back to skate.
Right.
The kids who told me that I inspired them are now reverse inspiring me back to skate, man. It's fucking crazy. It's a full circle.
Let's get back to your skating. Yeah, you were saying.
So,
Gujarat, I remember one of your stories. The most fascinating bit was that your skate park was inaugurated by...
No, it was going to be, and then COVID hit and it just got fucked up.
So the skate park in Gujarat, where is this?
It's in the Sabarmati riverfront. It is the pet project when Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. He started this project. It's right on the riverfront.
It's on the boulevard.
It's his pet. It's his baby, basically. And
this riverfront project. Yeah, and they gave you a spot to create.
They gave me a spot, man. To get that thing, I had to literally sell myself like convincing people to. Anyway, that was.
Has it happened?
It's finished.
It's finished.
The park is built just before COVID.
It was supposed to be inaugurated, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, but that's just going too much ahead, because that was Sabarmati riverfront. It was the biggest. Now architects don't need to check my credentials. Now people don't need to. Now when I give them my portfolio, they don't need to check, because I've worked with the best architect and the best contractors, But it wasn't always like, man. I went from place to place asking people, trying to convince them about skateboarding. First, what? Skateboarding. Then skate park. What is that? Like skating rink. Because everyone knows it as a skating rink. These are slopes. This is not a rink. These are slopes and ramps and banks and kickers and stuff like that. So, man, it was hard, dude. It was just... And that's the real grind, that every time, every day you get to hear no on maybe later, but which is a no.
No to building a skate park.
And no to giving me some work to do something, And by which time now I don't want to get a job. I love skating, I love building, and I want to do this now. But that's the real grind, man. Going from 1 to 10 is more difficult than going from 10 to 100. That initial thing. So one of my friends had this apartment, and he gave me a little money because we were friends from college. And he said, okay, you build some skating. Anyway, I put in the prospectus that we have to put some skating things. So you got this.
He was a builder.
He has a big apartment next to in Sajapur.
So his complex, he said, build a skate park.
Yeah, this is like somewhere next to Hennur side, Tanisandra side. And he said, I got a small budget. First of all, he went 10 times above his budget. This is a RCC structure. It's not what we do. Is not your normal cementing work. We do a hard trowel finish RCC. All our tools from America and Germany. We don't get the tools what I use over here.
Okay.
And they're very specific tools, and the whole methodology of building is very different. People in India don't do it like this, the way we do it. And I remember that the budget was so low. In order to earn cash, me and my partner at the time, we went. It's still a proprietorship, but he's my partner, and that was like our first kind of paid kind of project, one of our first paid projects. And we went to a scrapyard to get the wood. We couldn't even get good wood to make. We had to literally build it on scraps to kind of keep the cost down. And then from there, I mean, skateboarding grew and people wanted skate parks. And
Has it grown? Has skateboarding in India grown?
It's grown, man. We built more than 100,000 square foot of skate parks, man.
Your company, which is
100 ramps,
100 ramps, has built more than 100,000
and
square
that
feet
it was
of
just a
skate
stupid thing a long time back. I used to say, when I was roaming around on the road building these stupid ramps, I was like, I'll make 100 of these. So that's how the whole thing became.
Your company is currently built 100,000 square feet.
Yeah, around like
more or less of skate park space in India.
Yeah, and we went to Maldives as well. We went to Nepal. My partner's been to.
So you've built structures in Nepal and Maldives.
My partner's been to Bolivia. I was in a hospital at the time, but my partner's been to Bolivia and.
And you guys built shit in this place.
I know we actually we did it for these NGOs called Make Life Skate Life, who are dear friends of ours. They in fact
Make Life what?
Make Life Skate Life. So they go around building skate parks in third world countries, and started off in India. That's how we started actually. Like, so we're planning now to go to Laos, and we're planning to go to Cambodia.
And why do they do this? Make Life Skate Life.
Just to build skate parks, man. Just to change lives. It changed my life. I mean, if those guys hadn't come to India and built it for us and built it with us, I wouldn't have learned how to build. I wouldn't have had this career or life or this job or whatever, this business.
And how's it going? Are you guys making any money?
Man, it's good, man. It's going good. It's okay. The corona has kind of slowed shit down, but it's slowly picking up now. It's good, man.
Are you guys, do you see yourself
Man, I
being
charge a lot of money,
profitable?
man. Yeah, I charge a lot of money, dude. Yeah,
Nice.
The last project was pretty good for us. The Sabarmati. So that's the whole thing. Now I have this small little article I've written called "From the Streets to Sabarmati," because I remember, and I'm the mason. I'm the carpenter. I'm the mason. I'm the CEO. I'm the proprietor. I'm everything.
Nice.
Like, I'll do day labor work also if it's required.
Nice.
I'll dig. We do whatever. I shape these ramps. We shape all these ramps. So we do it with passion, man. And it's I remember specifically me and my friend Kadir. We're just magging like this is process of getting the slurry up from the ramp, and I'm looking at him, and we're in now Sabarmati, the possibly one of the best places in the country, to build. Right on the
banks
riverfront.
Of the riverfront.
It's a riverfront. Thousands and thousands of crores that whole tender goes for, And I remember looking at him, and he was one of the guys who was with me, man, running around with my Zen.
Building illegal ramps in
all
Bangalore.
Building bullshit ramps, many years ago. And I was like, dude, look at this, dude, from the streets to Sabarmati, and he was also it was just a moment I'll never forget in my life. I was like, shit, we kind of made it. We kind of now no one can say, I mean, now it's legit, basically. I've charged 40 lakhs for something. To do 3 months work, I've charged some money. I've got something.
You have created legitimate business, legitimate profit line, legitimate purpose.
Yeah, and the thing is, there was no set thing for me, man. There was no blueprint. I couldn't go to someone for advice. There was no way. And
learning on the go.
Not learning on the go.
You're literally creating a culture or a genre on the go, right?
Yeah, skate park company, construction company. Who the hell knows all this?
You guys are a skate park construction company in a country that doesn't even know what skateboarding is. You have to be a Parsi to do it, dude. Only a Parsi can do this.
We've done pretty much, dude. We've done Rajasthan. In fact, the Rajasthan was a brilliant one. I met these people. They wanted to build a skate park, and then it became a Netflix movie, actually.
I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah. I'm in the movie.
You are part of a Netflix film.
Yeah,
it's called Skater Girl.
Yeah, it's called Skater Girl.
I remember seeing the thumbnail, and I remember thinking, dude, Darius was speaking about this film.
I'm in that film. So basically, these two girls who are the daughters of Samba in Sholay, McMohan.
The McMohan's daughters.
McMohan's daughters. We didn't know who was McMohan's daughters. Someone wanted to build some skate park for some film or something like that. They were inspired. Two girls. My partner tells me. So I said, okay, I'll go and meet them. I met them, said, okay, we'll do it. And they're like, we don't have a budget right now. It was totally independent. They had just had an idea and just had a dream. I was like, okay, you want to take a chance with skateboarding? I'll help you. We didn't charge much. We didn't.
What do they want from you?
They just wanted us to build the skate park.
Oh, they want these two girls.
They tried to contact Make Life Skate Life in America, and they gave our contact. They said these guys can do it in India.
So these two girls, little girls, wanted
not little girls, but yeah, these girls
the young girls.
They're legit. The director of the movie, she's worked with Christopher Nolan and all. She's AD'd with.
Wow.
This was her first.
Independent.
Okay. This was her first start her major.
It was a documentary, right?
It's a movie.
Feature?
No,
it's a feature.
Proper feature
Wow.
it became. But at that time, it wasn't anything, man. It was just they were just like, we have no idea what it is. We just have this vision, and we need to build this skate park. And it was really hard, man. They're real taskmasters. They were, and we built it in the rain. But they become dear. They become dear friends.
What are the names?
Vinity and Manjari, okay,
Vinity
and her husband was actually working for Warner Brothers. Manjari's husband they're actually in LA right now. They were working for Warner Brothers. I met them, and we started building the skate park. Terrible conditions in Rajasthan. Finally made it. Then they decided to put all of us in the movie. So I was like a judge in the movie, and there were certain scenes.
So you are. Let's get this straight. You are.
I was the
character.
I was the builder. I played myself in the movie.
You play yourself in the movie.
In the movie, I'm a builder. So basically,
called Skater Girl, which is available on Netflix right now.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact.
So basically, yeah, it is. And earlier on, the movie was going to be a very different movie. They were going to have a theatrical release, something like that. Then COVID happened and they had to get to Netflix, and then actually that became better, but they had to make everything PG, so a lot of things changed.
Okay.
I mean, I was excited for, there were certain shots which we shot where I'm opening a beer with my skateboard and drinking it and building, and where all that had to be cut out. So it's now become a very kids movie,
Okay, it's a movie.
It's a coming of age of a small girl, man.
So they had to remove a lot of things that were too adult. Okay.
Yeah, it's about this girl who's in this village, and typical village, they want to get her married. She doesn't want to just get married.
And of all things, she wants to skate.
And she skates, and there's this foreign girl who comes and builds a skate park, calls the guys from Bangalore who's us, to build the skate park because there's no one else who can do it here. And we became part of the film and whatever.
So sorry, I haven't seen it yet,
didn't know it.
Let's see it together.
Man, I've seen it once. I've seen it a couple of times with my dad. It's okay. It's a sweet movie.
Did your parents feel like, okay, man, my son has been a complete loser. He's doing something?
No, I mean, the first time I got money, the first time I got legit paid for something, they're like,
so this was
not it.
Sabarmati was the
Sabarmati was later on. Okay. This was as I told you, my friend helped me with that small.
So that was your first paid
that
gig.
Was man, that was so stressful, man. That literally we were not earning enough money in that project, the first project, that if we fuck up, we're not earning enough money to fix it.
You're screwed.
We're screwed. We're in loss. Stress. Concrete stress is the worst stress, because concrete waits for nobody, man. Once a truck comes in and we pour the concrete, we have to shape it and finish it in that much time. We have this much time. It's like a time bomb. You have to do it in this much time. You can't just wait. Okay. Yeah, it's like, it is, man.
But you got through it.
Yeah, we got through it. We did well, man. I think we've set up. We're in a good position. We're going for big government tenders now, slowly, touch wood. If things all work out, just as COVID just delayed stuff a little bit.
For everyone. Yeah, for a lot of people. I guess you're one of them.
This Skater Girl movie, kind of, lot of people watching this movie now want to build skate parks, and now it's in the Olympics.
So they're considering it, right?
Yes, no, it's not. It happened. The Olympics happened. Japan and killed it.
Tokyo Olympics, they had skating.
Skateboarding.
Skateboarding was part of the Olympics.
For sure, man. It was crazy. Yeah, it's in the Olympics now. So now everyone's jumping with the federation and all in India. It's going to be some corrupt shit, but whatever.
But you can be the head of the federation. You can make all the money.
Man,
you can be corrupt and make all the money, dude.
I don't want to be corrupt, dude.
But corruption is fun, isn't it? I mean, you make money.
Corruption, no.
You can put cheap concrete and make money.
Nah, man.
Like how they build the roads.
No, but that's what I keep. I'm obsessed. Even if I have to lose a little money, I realize that whatever money I earn, I'll spend it off. But what I make is permanent.
Right.
What we make, we build.
So
RCC
it lasts at least
structures.
10 years.
No, it lasts more than. It lasts as much as a house. This is a RCC. So it's gonna last that much.
Okay.
As much as a house with very less maintenance.
Nice.
So for me, it's more of a name thing. Our
Okay.
name is stuck to that.
Okay.
So.
You're building a reputation, sort of a brand, a legacy.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the funny thing, man. People abroad know us. People abroad, we're more famous and we're more respected and appreciated abroad
Than India.
Because all those guys Google us, come to our skate parks. Everyone wanna know, it's a little weird. It's catching up, man. Trust me. In India is now just one Shah Rukh Khan or Salman Khan holding a skateboard away from it, becoming totally fucking
basically
crazy.
You're just one pop culture icon.
Yeah.
Away from
I'd really
one
feel
endorsement away from becoming mainstream.
But it's already becoming big,
Okay.
man. It's already becoming big. There's this competition happening now in Bangalore.
When is it happening?
It's happening in December.
December.
First, second, third. Yeah.
Where is it
One of my friends in Sajapur.
Okay.
He's been curating this project for a while. I mean, this event for a while now. It's becoming big. All the skaters from Maldives, Nepal.
Are landing in Bangalore?
I met them and I built in Maldives and Nepal.
You've built skate parks in Maldives and Nepal.
So for the NGO I was saying.
Okay.
Funny thing is we did that in the lockdown, man. We did that in the peak of the second lockdown.
I remember you were leaving to Maldives. Like, dude, I can't even go to the next street. How the heck are you going to Maldives?
Yeah, man, we got special visas, special permission
To build a skate park.
in this village in Maldives, and it was brilliant, dude. It was, man. If you've not been to Maldives, if you've not swum with the sharks and the turtles, man,
you're missing something, huh?
Yeah, you have to do
I've
it,
missed
man.
a lot of things.
You
One
have
of
to
them.
do it. It's a hair. I mean, when we built, so here's the funny thing. When we built that skate park, we did it for an NGO. We charged a little bit of money, but not really that much. It was more about just getting it done. Yeah, just getting it done a little bit so that you
can manage to do this.
Yeah, a couple of $1,000, just not too much. And we built it in this fishing village, like a small island, who lost generations to heroin. They drugs is a big thing in Maldives for the locals,
Wow.
Every family has one druggie.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, heroin is just like a bad thing over there. And people over there, I mean, it's a village, man. It's Maldives. They're not even interested in the water. They're not even interested in the turtles and the sharks. And we are tourists. They've grown up with that shit.
For them it's normal.
For
it's
them
everyday
it's just
shit.
normal,
Yeah.
dude. And it's very boring. If there's no surfing going on, but the waves are not all the time, So they've lost kind of generations to
drug addiction.
To drugs, man.
Wow.
So
Maldives,
we were
I can't imagine Maldives.
No.
Wow.
Man, it's the locals over there. So
Wow.
heroin is a bad thing over there. And get this, now we needed some help. We were the masons and the carpenters, but we needed some help to move the materials. There's no plant over there. We had to mix everything, hand shovel everything, do a lot of labor work.
Physical labor.
And we went in the middle of Ramzan, and there was no one to help us build the skate park. We just wanted to build it and leave. After a point in time, we're like, shit, dude, we need to get home now. I mean, we need to build this. We need help. And no one was helping. And you know who helped us?
No.
Heroin addicts. And the guys who were helping us had to give them heroin. So basically...
So you had to give people heroin to help you build a skate park.
I did. But
someone
the local... we had two guys helping us locally who were helping...
Who were also part of
this NGO
arrangement.
They had to literally source some heroin to give the heroin... zombies or whatever they call it. I never saw this happen. They would just come for work. They would just come for work, and these guys are on heroin.
So apart from the payment
So
they get at the end of the
basically-
day, they also get these heroin
They're
fixes.
basically man, it's so
I
crazy.
think this is the promo, dude. This is,
Man,
this is
this
definitely the promo for this.
We
for this
actually had
entire
to-
podcast.
We actually
This is
had
ridiculous.
We built a skate park to save kids from heroin, and got the help from heroin addicts who are like older, like
Slow. This
yeah.
deserves slow clap, dude. It's just. Let me summarize. Okay,
Man,
you built a skate park to help people. I mean,
to
at
help
least- at
kids
least-
not get into heroin,
Yeah.
and the
and
guys
the
who
way you
only
do it is.
ask the heroin guys to help us and give them heroin. It was crazy, and
No, this is like
we
an
didn't do it, but
episode of
the
Seinfeld or something like that.
yeah, it's fucking
I mean,
funny.
it's like a what can I say? Really extreme version of Seinfeld.
Yeah, man, it was
It's
funny.
amazing.
It was fucking
It's
funny,
funny,
dude.
yeah.
And only the zombies. They call them zombies.
Wow, they call them zombies.
They call
wow.
it's like, and we would ask the local guy, hey, today we're gonna pour this batch, and today we're gonna do this ramp, and we need the guys to mix and help and bring all the stuff, because this is Maldives, man. One of the boats capsized in the middle of the ocean, while bringing the materials. This is crazy, man. Craziness happening. And I would ask the local guy. He's like, okay, today how many people are gonna help us? I mean, we wouldn't say people even. We would be like, how many zombies are coming today? And they would work, man. They would really work hard. They would bring the cement bags and start mixing the concrete and bring it to us while we are shoveling it in and shaping the ramps. We need that help. So we are the masons, and we need the
timing is
helpers.
all important.
Yeah, we need the helpers. So basically, we are the shaping guys, and we need the helpers. And we finally did it, man. It's a small skate park, beautiful skate park. It's a small little tiny place, and now the kids are.
You send me the pictures so I can put it along with
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Now the kids are skating there, man.
You have
and-
pics there of people using? I think
For
I'll attach
sure,
it.
for sure.
As we're talking about it, I'll probably add it in the
For sure,
the narration.
For sure, man, for sure.
Dude,
And
this
then
is a
straight away
bizarre
from
story,
there,
dude. You built
straight
a
away
skate
from
park to help kids not do heroin by ensuring heroin addicts built it for you.
No, by getting the help of heroin addicts.
Amazing.
In exchange for heroin.
Amazing. I hope we don't get. I hope our show doesn't
I
get
swear.
cancelled. This is an
I
amazing
swear.
story, dude.
Yeah,
this is the
but
most crazy story that I've ever
the
discussed
local
on this
guys had to.
podcast.
Yeah, the local guys had to do it, man. The local guys had to. They couldn't get people. They couldn't get people to volunteer. They couldn't get the locals to volunteer.
Why?
Man, everyone
Lazy
over there
ass
is
niggers.
just fucking lazy, dude. Like
It's an island-
even the labor over there are all Bangladeshis. No Maldivian guy does
The
labor.
Maldivian guy just chill.
No, he
Just
doesn't
chill.
do labor. Yeah,
Wow.
he doesn't do
So
labor.
there are Bangladeshis doing work in Maldives because the Maldivians are just too chill. That is
Yeah.
brilliant.
No, the Maldivians fish. So they earn a lot of money fishing.
Okay.
And everything's in dollars over there. They're pretty rich country, dude.
Oh yeah.
They're pretty rich country.
Okay.
But I'm dude, whatever it is, we know the kids over there, and we taught the kids skating a little bit, gave them the few first boards and stuff like that. Man, they definitely changed their lives, dude. We just definitely saved a lot of kids from heroin.
Except
100%.
the people who worked on building the
They
skate
were
park.
already on heroin.
Amazing, dude.
They were already on heroin. They were
I'm
fucking
telling you,
anyway.
this is the most amazing fucking
It's fucking-
podcast I've
Yeah.
done so far
Yeah.
because it's bizarre, dude. The story is just
Man, and from there we went straight to Pokhara in Nepal. So I came back for 3 days.
I remember
still happening.
seeing you and I'm like,
Lockdown full
I'm like,
on
where the
still
heck are you
happening.
going? Like, I just came Maldives. Like, how the heck did you come from Maldives?
Yeah, yeah.
I had a special visa and I was like so
Yeah.
pissed off with you. 3 days I'm like, where the heck are you going?
Yeah.
I'm going to Nepal. I'm like, what do you mean?
No, we came back for. In fact, that's why
I was
we
so
had
pissed
to,
off with you because you had been to Maldives and then you were going to
Yeah.
Nepal and
Yeah,
I couldn't go to the main road.
Nepal was brilliant. Nepal
thanks,
was brilliant
man. Thanks.
because I'll tell you why. Nepal, there were these skaters coming from Europe, these French girls and this European, this French dude and 2 British guys and my German friend who part of Make Life Skate Life. And that's the reason why we had to come back to Bangalore because we had tickets booked to Maldives.
Okay.
I mean, tickets booked to Nepal. So we had to get back from Maldives. So we finished the skate park there, spent maybe 2-3 days in Bangalore, got another PCR test. Man, how
Yeah, I
many
remember
fucking
basically
PCR tests?
I could barely
Yeah.
get over the envy of saying you went to Maldives and you're saying
then
I'm off to Nepal.
Man,
I'm like,
and Nepal we went to
what the
Pokhara. So Pokhara is like at the foothills of the Annapurna range, the mountains basically. I'll say we probably tag some
Should send me
photos.
pictures. Yeah.
Tag some photos in it. And I've been there 4 years ago, building the same skate park, and we extended it so that the government doesn't occupy that land. So we had to do this
Extension
this
of the
project,
existing skate park.
a little bit extension so that it doesn't get occupied by some other. It's built in a stadium basically. So we did that, and we did that also in lockdown, total lockdown in Nepal, and it was total lockdown. We just had this piece of paper from some government thing saying that these guys are doing like something, and it was eerie. It was kind of dead. The town was dead. It was good, man. Because I've been there 4 years ago building the same skate park, and at that time it was this tourist. It's Pokhara. It's this biggest tourist place. They call it Europe, like full European cafes and all that stuff over there. And this time it was just dead. There was nobody on the road. We were just like, we got cycles, and we knew that all the materials was ready and available, and we just extended the skate park for a couple of weeks and then came back. That was brilliant, actually. I really loved that. I really loved the build from Nepal, because I've already been there before. We built that skate park 4 years before, and then going back to that place and skating it and meeting all the kids from there who were just starting off, and now they're killing it. Now 4 years they've reached a level which is too good, and meeting all the kids, this is the locals over there, skating with them a little bit was good fun, man. Nepal and Maldives also was good fun. Nepal was good fun. That was my lockdown. No, we didn't do commercial stuff at the time, like, because everything was but we could do these NGO projects which we're going to Cambodia next, and Laos. I think Cambodia, Laos, something's happening. I would love to go to that.
I think
in fact the worst thing actually, the thing is, my friends, they built in Syria, man. They were calling me to Iraq just recently. I don't think I would have had to lie to my parents and say I'm going to Pune and actually go to Iraq to build the skate park, Baghdad, man. And I just didn't want to lie. I'm reached this stage in my life where I just don't want to lie.
I'm glad you have.
Yeah, no, I had no fucks given. If I have to fucking be brutally honest, I will. Like, because I realized that slowly when you lie, I feel like your body knows it, and it kind of corrodes yourself. Somewhere, you don't know, but you're lying, and somewhere internally, some part of you knows it, that you lied, and slowly start decaying some part of yourself. And now I'm like, fuck it, I can't deal with it. If I have to, if I have to lose business, break up, this thing, whatever, if I have to do it, I'll do it, but I'll just straight up be honest. So I don't have to think that should I have said this, should I have said that, I shouldn't have lied like this. So I couldn't lie to my parents. I just had to tell them, like, yeah, I want to go to Baghdad, but they're like, no,
they're like, fuck off.
Fuck off.
But I'll tell you what, I'll tell you the truth, okay?
Baghdad would have been fucking crazy. Man, my friends built in Syria. When my friends...
You probably can just chuck, like how Diwali crackers, you probably chuck grenades and shit in Iraq and all that.
Man, they built in Syria, my friends, who built with me in India also. They travel with me, build with me. Man, really one of the closest friends, my friends from Europe. And they were like, dude, in Syria they could hear like bomb blasts in the background
as they were building a skate park.
Man.
Amazing.
And those kids are really loving the dude. They've changed a lot of people. They've given kids this thing that they could be kids, man. They could be kids. Now you're giving them a skate park and they're skateboarding. Man, skateboarding, I don't want to give this whole.
But what if when they're skating a bomb goes off and shit? Like,
fucking goes off, terrible. Yeah, but at least they went out skating. They could have been just sitting, and I would rather go out skating.
Oh, this is like, okay, you know what? I'll tell you what.
I wish I was part of that, man. I really wish. And the thing is, I really have to go to the US. And I don't want to get these Baghdad visas and stuff like that so that I can go to US. Right. Got my US visa rejected also once, so I'm very sketchy about it. And here's a funny fucking story about the US visa. Me and my mom are driving back from Kunur, from the hills, and we're going down, and I'm cocked my legs up. I put the seat at the back and cocked my legs up on the on the dashboard.
Windshield, okay.
I'm sleeping. I got my legs up on the dashboard, and my mom says like she's feeling dizzy, and she just literally while driving down, she collapses on me, and the car is moving. I can't see the road. I can see the shape of the mountain, and I'm holding the steering wheel. I'm shouting, "Mom, mom, mom, get up, get up!" And she's just collapsed on me, and I can't see the road, and we're still moving down. And luckily, there wasn't a hairpin bend at that time, so I'm turning the car, kind of like I'm making the small swerves, looking at the shape of the mountain, the hill.
Okay.
And all this happened in 8-10 seconds, and then her legs slipped off the pedal, and I yanked the handbrake, and while I'm lying down, I can't see the bonnet, I can just see the sky. I'm just holding the steering wheel.
While your mom is collapsed on you.
Yeah, and man, in this 8-10 seconds, you know what I thought?
I don't know.
In these 8-10 seconds, I thought that shit, I'm gonna fucking die like this.
Okay.
And I haven't been to the US.
That was what you thought.
Yeah.
You thought you were gonna die.
And I've not
been to the US.
So basically, skateboarding fucking started in the Venice Beach. It started in pools, in bowls, like when there was a drought in LA, and I mean in California basically. And I would always tell people who are in LA, and good friends of mine, it's like, if I fucking die without going there, just scatter my ashes on Venice Beach, because I have to be there somehow in my life. I have to. Once in my life, when the time is right, I'll have to be
Go to Venice Beach.
Yeah,
in LA.
for sure.
Maja, I'll tell you what. This has been by far the most, in my opinion, the most fucking bizarre and the most interesting podcast I've had so far. And I have no idea how people are going to react, because a lot of the things you said are truth bombs that I don't know how anyone. I don't even know how I should react to some of the things you said.
I'm just holding back so many things.
No, please hold back, because this is you holding back. I don't even know what it would be like to see you not holding back, dude.
Yeah, it's been a crazy fucking
crazy.
life,
But wait, let me just pour a small drink. Because by the way, how long has it been, Bhavesh?
It's been like
excellent. Okay, we haven't broken a record, but I think this is quite a crazy journey. Thank you, Mr. Darius Bharuc, for sharing all these ridiculously crazy stories. And I hope you build more skate parks, and I hope you have more crazy adventures.
Thank you so much, dude.
And more than anything else, I hope you make it to Venice Beach. Not after you die, not just to have your ashes scattered there, but to see you maybe, go up a ramp or two.
For sure, dude. For sure.
So let me look in your eye one last time. And cheers. Great session. Great podcast. Thank you so much.
It was good.
Bangalored.